The this is a really strange one, but Augustus Martin, sorry, the first one was a high-ranking legionnaire, but not a praetorian, right?
Right, right.
Does that mean that this, let's say, centurion, or higher than that?
So are you asking like what his rank was?
Okay, don't worry about that.
Well,
He
no,
was
no.
high.
Is that the question?
No,
Is
that's
like
not the
what his
question.
what? Okay,
I was just asking like what rank they were, but that's not actually the whole question. Anyway,
okay.
being a high-ranking legionnaire, did Augustus Martis own some slaves back home?
Yes. Which was again, I'm not 100% like happy with how things were done, especially in my modern incarnation.
Mm-hmm.
But also, the way that slavery was handled in ancient Rome is much different than how people think of slavery now,
There.
right? Like especially with like industrial slavery, like the way that American slaves were used for like cotton and plantation use and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Back then, slaves were much more like um, part of your household, but like they didn't have
Rights.
the well, they didn't have rights, but also they are essentially you treated them like what's the best way to word this?
Maids.
So
Sir.
yeah, like maids. Yeah, like maids that
Servants.
like servants that you took responsibility for.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a maid or a servant that you hired. That was your maid. If someone did something to your maid or your servant, it was your pride and your honor on the line to defend that maid or servant.
Ah,
That
true,
slave,
true.
for all intents and purposes, was like a member of your family.
Yeah.
So, and also, if you ever look back on the way that Roman society operated, like the way that they interacted,
Mhm.
um, the the fact that Augustus even made it to into the position that he was in is actually kind of impressive. Like in all actuality, it was, I mean, very impressive because he was, for all intents and purposes, did not have a noble family to claim. He did not. He did not have like you know.
He was
Uh,
self-built.
in a lot of ways, yes. So the thing is that I told you before he had a Celtic mother, right?
Yeah.
Um, well, the issue therein was that his father, being Mars, meant that he didn't have a earthly father to point to and say, "That's my Roman father." Pretty much through a multitude of trials that he deserved to be allowed into the rank and file, more or less an officer position. And it was through actually the whole reason that he was even allowed to to you know enter into those ranks was because of essentially saving some high level. Well, it was a senator that he saved, but then the senator during that time saw through, because it wasn't the mythos back then, right? It was a
Yeah.
faith based thing. He saw Augustus as a son of Mars and made him a noble family then and there. So the first of the Martis line as
Mm-hmm.
a Roman uh, nobility was, and this senator was a favored senator of Julius Caesar. which gave him ears to wear for Augustus Martis and the line of the Martis family.
Okay, I see. That is a really interesting story. I would definitely would like to hear more about how the original Augustus Martis like rose through the ranks, like starting off from like the lowest point and of eventually like getting to become right before the Praetorian.
Yeah, and that's in and of itself. I will make sure to put you in the loop once it's actually once I have more, because I feel like once I find this cult of Augustus, they probably have much more detailed records on that information than what I have.